Hey guys, Mark Farashi, ProTech Dog Training, and I don't have my Bluetooth sound hooked up, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple puppies out and start working them, and you'll be able to see them working. You won't have much verbal, not much sound, because my sound's not going to be going until I get the Bluetooth hooked up. Alright. It's called the real world, guys. Digital magic, we don't know what that is. So we've got a couple 10-week-old puppies right now. These are Tina's out of her last litter. She breeds black German Shepherds, and she's got a really nice stud Shih Tzu 3 by the name of Carlos. Most of the people that are in the dog world already know the locals because she travels around, lets make sure they know what's going on. But she's got another litter on the ground right now. These guys are available. These two are females, Gimme and Dusty. They're the D litter on this bitch that she's breeding. Come on, baby. And all we're doing is playing with a clicker and getting them familiar with luring. And we're not really 10 weeks old. We're not really doing much, right? We're just trying to wait until the dog catches up, depending on their maturity and how their brain flows. She's doing about the best already. One day she got this figured out. So she figured out how to jump on the table within the first day. Now we're going to try to graduate our patterns of 2s and 3s, right? Remember, everything goes on patterns of 2s and 3s, so we're just trying to lightly condition her into the clicker and understanding that this body language right here is what gets you the food, right? And that's the first thing to your luring. Basically, that's all they're seeing, coming into the food. And she's touching this, but she has no idea what I want her to do, and she hasn't figured out at 10 weeks of age that I'm asking her to do something, right? She will when these patterns set in. She'll start to put 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 always adds up to 4, right? It's consistency in patterns and routine. Yeah, so that's her first attention to the lure. Meaning that this is getting her something. And now she's keying in on it, and she's watching it, and I'll start mixing up. This is the first day that I've started to mix things into this. First day, all I was trying to do is give her the dexterity. Being clumsy and being a baby, she hasn't learned how to put the body together with what I'm asking her. Right now, she's shying away from doing this. 2 options. What's my 2 options? I either have the option to use an aversive in regards to just kind of pulling her off of the table, making her do it, and then reaffirm that right answer with food, or I can try to bring up drive and get her to do it without even realizing she's doing it, right? There it is right there, okay? So I have those 2 options to me. Both of them will work. One puts a little bit of an aversive stress on the animal. Even though all you're doing is just very lightly pulling the leash, right? Doesn't matter. It still affects the dog. It's still information coming in. Yeah. Yeah. This is the third day, guys. At 10 weeks old, 3rd day that I've started to work these little puppies. And they're getting associated with that click. Anticipatory. This means you're getting fed, right? That's all it is. Classical conditioning, you're pairing a sound with an auditory stimulus, which is the sound. I do a lot of this. Awareness of this is the key of training. Awareness of how auditory stimulus works, how it affects the dog's routine. How aware are they of, let me see where we're at here, guys. How aware they are with body language, right? That's body language. That's all that is. Just a little bit of a sweep backwards, and they pick it up. Notice I'm moving back when I'm doing it, all right? So this is just an example of how I would start a puppy. And you only can go as fast as his little brain is able to take in the information. And that's why the clarity of a clicker without the verbal, without all this other stuff going on, is the key. And all we're trying to do is pick up instinctively, in my case, instincts and a lot of knowledge with experience, what a dog's going to give me at what age. And I don't really even look at the age, guys. I asked Tina because I wanted to be able to tell you how old they were. But I just wait. Remember the rule. Always too fast, never too slow. Each one of these things that I do, I take my time, I build it in, right? And then I move to the next thing. Right now, I've decided that I'm going to try to get the dog to understand 2 or 3 things, the powers of 2s and 3s, and start mixing it up so I can get this little brain to start expanding, just like a muscle. We're building that muscle, right? Good dog. Good. And letting her figure out what's getting her the reward. When she's giving me these behaviors, this is the first day that I've asked her to give me this many things. So I've got the table, the bowl, and then going backwards with me with this hand motion. That's 3, right? Powers of 2s and 3s. Then you want to keep it short and sweet and end on that high point. And then you build on it the next day with the same pattern. And then you either expand your pattern or mix up to something else. But there's always 2 or 3 things that you're putting into this pattern, right? The powers of 2s and 3s. You've heard me talk about it before. Good. All right, guys. I might do a live video tonight. Look for it. If I post it, I'll post it about a half hour, an hour ahead. And then I just wait for that time to expire for the time that I set that live broadcast for. It'll probably be around 6 o'clock, guys. And what I'm going to do is just get into a yak session, get to know you guys a little better. If you have questions, you want to learn about training, have something, you have a problem with your dog, don't hesitate to give me a yell in the chat box, and I will do the best I can to help you out. And I was thinking this morning, all the years and things that I've done and how many people I know in the industry, and I want to kind of drop names tonight a little bit in that regard. And one of those names you guys already know is Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer, right? Yeah. Yeah. Now she's hungry. Made sure Tina didn't feed him this morning, right? Usually puppies like this will be getting fed 2 or 3 times a day. Tina's got her raising puppies down to a science, so she's got it wired. And these guys got kicked back because they backed out of the sale. They basically, that's why we ask for deposits, guys. It's one of those businesses that's very emotional. People want to do things and do it now, but they sleep on it. They go to bed, they think about other things, and before you know it, they think, I've got bills, we can't afford this, and so you end up losing those. That's why we do deposits. We want to make sure you're serious. You know? And even with the deposit, they lost their deposit at Tina. She never charged that much, and they backed out of the sale, which is important. We don't want to put too much of a deposit down because now you feel obligated that you have to if it's a non-refundable. Some guys will be asking $500, $600 for deposit. To me, that's almost twisting their arm and forcing them to make the sale if they do end up getting to that point where they're being hesitant. I don't want a dog to go to a home that they really don't want the dog and they have negative feelings about it, right? So I only charge $100, $200 myself. It's enough of an amount put up to say that this is non-refundable, you're going to lose this if you don't follow through with the sale, but not so much that you're having to put them through hardship where they feel obligated and they take the dog with a negative attitude, right? We don't want that. We want them to love the dog, we want them to give it a good home, and that's what it's all about. But in our industry, we know that without a deposit, you'll even have more of them that will get out of there. Human nature, you gotta love it. Good dog. Come on, baby. Tina's got one more litter on the ground, by the way, guys, and I don't know who all's taken out of that litter, but if you're interested, it's Tina with Warcry German Shepherds. Warcry German Shepherds, look her up online. and you'll see that she's got some of the best in the industry. Been doing it for like 30 years, guys. And always working dogs. All the dogs have all their testing, elbows, hips, eyes, all the stuff that's relative with a German Shepherd. She's got the male and the female tested to the gazoo, and that gives you confidence in what you're buying, right? A lot of backyard breeders don't even do anything. They don't even check hips. They don't do any of it. And that's why somebody like me doesn't believe in rescue as much, because of the fact that what you get with the rescue is a mixed bag. You have no idea what you're going to end up with costing you money or behavioral problems, because the dog's already been through a lot. And some of the stuff like handler dependency and anxiety and stuff is very hard to get rid of, and you may be living with it for the rest of the dog's life, dealing with a dog with negative behavior problems. In my opinion, it's a lot better to go to somebody like Tina or me that really puts a lot of research and raises and develops the puppies right. So by the time you get these puppies, they've already had a good, nice start. I'm working with these puppies because Tina and me made a deal, and I'm going to take them out and get them used to all this. So whoever gets these guys will have that benefit, right? There's a difference between a backyard breeder and somebody like me or Tina. Just so you know it. All right, you got that wire. You got that wire, huh? Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put her back, and I'll start another video with the other one. She's Dusty.